Hey guys, it's Sean here, and in this video we're going to talk about setting up a custom domain. Now, most of you, almost all of you in fact, should have a domain by now, right? Like you have one that you're using likely for float funnels, okay? If you're not, then I'm kind of unsure how you're really operating the business. So I'm going to assume that just about 99% of people watching this already have a domain. So you have two options here. You can use a subdomain of that current domain, i.e., let's say your domain is rent2own.com. You could have track.rent2own.com, okay? And that is going to be literally your tracking link that you need for third-party tracking. Or you can literally go spend the $12 or so and buy yourself a brand new domain, a second one, and it's specific to tracking, i.e., rtotrack.com, okay? So track.domain.com or a brand new domain, either way is fine. Zeno in the video walks you through it, all right? And I'm actually gonna cut to Zeno's video here in a second, but you're gonna see how he connects a subdomain of his normal domain, which is gonna probably fit 90% of you, and he does it in float hosting as well, okay? So what you're gonna do when you log into Funnel Flux is just go to your settings and domains area. You can see here, I'm using one random tracking domain that I bought specific for my tracking links, but like I said, you could totally do track.whatever.com or trk. Or whatever you want. It doesn't matter. Any sort of subdomain, so you don't need to go purchase the domain. If you watch the video that I'm going to splice in here in a second, Zeno shows you how to use your current domain that you purchase inside of Float Hosting and simply add a subdomain on it so you can use it for Funnel Flux. All right. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to segue into Zeno's video, watch that, and you will see how to set up a custom domain. So take a look.
Hi there. So in this video, I'm going to take you through adding a custom domain to FunnelFlux. Now, I'm assuming that you're going to have that domain in Float Hosting, and you're probably using that domain for your landing pages, which are likely in Float Funnels. So you need to add a custom domain to FunnelFlux before you can really do anything. You can use the root domain, i.e. domain.com, but because that's probably being used for landers, you should really add a subdomain. So what I'm going to do is go to add domain, and I'm going to add a subdomain here of the domain that I've purchased. If I go over to Float Hosting, you can see I've already added one of these domains here, which I purchased through Float Hosting. So I'm just going to copy its name, come over here, and I'm going to add the subdomain track dot and then have the domain here. Okay, so first you'll add that, and once it gets added, it'll tell you the records that you need to add for this domain to work. So now I can click settings here, and you can see these records pop up. You don't need to worry about this optional one down here, but you do need to add this and this required record here. So I'm going to come back to Float Hosting, and for this zone that I've added, I'm going to click Edit. And what I need to do is add a CNAME record, which is this one here. So I'll copy this record name first. Okay, here we can click Add Record. Then we want to pick CNAME. Name here, and the data is this value. Okay, and one thing to note, with most DNS platforms outside of Cloudflare, you probably want to remove the actual domain here and just have track, because that is the subdomain. If you add it fully like this, it might actually add sort of a triple level subdomain, and we don't want that. So just put the single name there. So I'm going to add that. And then I'll come back here and get this text record that we need to add. So I'm going to copy this record name here. Okay, this is finished and it should appear in the list. There we go, track CNAME we have there. Okay, add record. This time we want a text record. Put the name here, and like before, I'm going to remove my domain at the end there. Come back here, copy this value, paste this value here, and click add. Okay, so that looks to be finished. We should see it appear in the list here. You can see it at the end. So this will take a few moments to propagate. Usually it should be done within a few minutes or so. I'll just refresh this page to see whether everything is there as expected. Yep, it looks all good. Now if I come back here to FunnelFlux, I can click on refresh domain checks to rerun these checks. Okay, you can see these are failed and incomplete still, which is expected. If I click settings again, we can see more health checks here, so I can see it's happy with this, the hostname status, and this SSL side is pending. So it's probably found these records that we've added, and it's just taking a minute or so for Cloudflare to actually process this and issue SSL and get things ready. So I'll pause the video for a few moments and we'll check it in a few minutes. Okay, so I've waited a few moments, and if I click refresh domain checks again, you can see now it's saying active, and if I click settings, I can see everything here is okay. So we are all good to go. So that's it. It's pretty straightforward to actually add domains here. If you're not using float hosting and you're instead using Cloudflare, which is what I would recommend for managing all domain DNS if you have the choice, or if it's a separate pre-existing domain, it's even easier to add domains. So for that, let's take this example domain here that I have. So if I want to add this, and in this case I can add the root domain rather than a subdomain. If you want to use a root domain for tracking for any reason, I would highly recommend you use Cloudflare to do it. Some DNS platforms won't actually let you add the records you need to add to use it. So I'm going to add this. And just like before, once it's added, we can click on settings. And here I'm going to get this record value, the CNAME destination. Here I'm going to add a CNAME. Now this is for the root domain, so I can just put the @ symbol here as it instructs you there. Paste here, click save. Then I can take this record name here. I need to add a text record. Paste this here, copy this, paste this here, and click save. Okay, so that's all we need to do there, and now just like before I can refresh. Okay, and you can see it's just SSL pending, so it's almost complete already, so obviously very fast, much faster when using Cloudflare. So that's pretty much it in terms of adding domains to the system, so I'll see you in the next video.